Let's call it the hardly know him defense. Just hours after the president told a far-right extremist group to stand back and stand by in front of 75 million viewers.
I don't know who the Proud Boys are. I mean, you'll have to give me a definition because I really don't know who they are.
The president has a clear pattern of denying that he knows someone who is either in trouble or has criticized him or anyone really that he doesn't want to be associated with. Let's roll the tape here, starting with the impeachment inquiry and Gordon Sondland, the former ambassador to the EU who was set to testify in the Ukraine scandal that, yes, there was a quid pro quo to hold up U.S. aid money for information damaging to Joe Biden.
I don't know him very well. I have not spoken to him much. This is not a man I know well. Seems like a nice guy, though. But I don't know him well.
Now, just a month before, the president tweeted that he'd love to send Sondland, a really good man and great American, to testify. Sondland was also a big donor to Trump's inauguration, and he was nominated by the president to his ambassadorship just a year and a half before. And then on the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine.
I really don't know her. I'm sure she's a very fine woman. I just don't know much about her.
Not only did the president know of Marie Yovanovitch, according to a White House transcript, Trump told Ukraine's president that she was, quote, bad news and would, quote, be going through some things before she was eventually fired as ambassador to Ukraine. And after one of Rudy Giuliani's indicted associates, Lev Parnas, said the president pressured Ukraine's president to announce an investigation on Joe Biden,
I don't know Parnas, other than I guess I had pictures taken, which I do with thousands of people. I don't know him at all, don't know what he's about, don't know where he comes from, know nothing about him.
Trump also said this about Army Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who helped manage the Ukraine portfolio at the White House and was set to testify about what he heard in that phone call.
I don't know Vindman at all.
Some of them are never Trumpers.
What evidence do you have that Colonel Vindman is a never Trumper?
We'll be showing that to you real soon.
Well, very soon, real soon, turned into real never. And Trump's 2016 campaign, not much different. Despite calling one of his campaign advisors, George Papadopoulos, an excellent guy to the Washington Post, this was the word on him once he was convicted of lying to the FBI. I never even talked to the guy, Trump told Fox News. I didn't know who he was. Even Paul Manafort, the head of Trump's presidential campaign, got the hardly know him treatment too when he was convicted in the Mueller investigation.
I didn't know Manafort well. He wasn't with the campaign long.
A reminder that Manafort managed the campaign as Trump obtained the delegates that secured him the Republican nomination. It was a big deal, right? Now, just 2 days after Trump controversially promoted Matthew Whitaker to acting attorney general.
Matt Whitaker, I don't know Matt Whitaker.
Ditto for Miles Taylor, a former Homeland Security official and now CNN contributor who was right-hand man to Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen as she executed Trump's family separation policy at the border. The president claimed he's never heard of, nor did he know Taylor. And that prompted the former top aide on immigration issues to tweet this picture of the two together at the Resolute desk in the Oval. After the UK ambassador to the U.S., one of the most important foreign diplomats in the U.S., lost his job for calling the Trump administration inept, among other things, the president said in a statement, quote, I do not know the ambassador, but he is not liked or well thought of within the U.S. Doesn't know him, but certainly has very strong opinions about him. And then, when it came to his alleged affair with adult film star and director Stormy Daniels, Trump told the Associated Press in 2018, quote, I had nothing to do with her. Well, nothing to do with her apparently translates to reimbursing Michael Cohen for a $130,000 hush money payment to Stormy Daniels by Trump's own admission. And when Prince Andrew became involved in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
I don't know Prince Andrew. I don't know him. No.
Seems like maybe he does, though, judging by photos of the two at events together, coupled with the president himself saying that Prince Andrew was, quote, a lot of fun to be with. You may recall climate change activist Greta Thunberg and how Trump attacked the teenager for months. Remember, he told her to chill, to get anger management, and then while at a summit at Davos, he called her angry. But then, quote, I don't really know anything about her. or when rapper and former Apprentice contestant Lil Jon said that Trump once called him an Uncle Tom.
I don't know who Little John is. I really
He was
don't.
on The Apprentice.
I don't know. Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Have you ever
I
made
don't know.
racist?
He did seem to know him when he earlier called Lil Jon an amazing and wonderful guy, a terrific guy, and a great friend. The president once named Anthony Scaramucci, who at the time was a family friend, to be White House communications director.
What should I tell you about the president? He's the most competitive person I've ever met. Okay, I've seen this guy throw a dead spiral through a tire.
But the president would eventually say he barely knew him after the mooch got the boot just 11 days into his job for bad-mouthing other officials in the administration. After the president mocked a reporter's disability, something that he denies to this day, despite clearly doing it right there on camera, he claimed, quote, "Despite having one of the all-time great memories, I certainly do not remember him." Well, Sergei Kovaleski said that he covered the president and his business dealings for years. He even interviewed Trump inside his office. And here's what the president has said about one of his Democratic critics.
I'm not sure I ever met Bob Casey. I'd never met him.
Problem is, the president himself, in the very next breath, fact-checked himself.
And I'm sure I did. I shook his hand. But I'm not sure. Now, his father was a good man. Knew him a little bit. But we're dealing with a totally different person. I don't know this man. He's a senator. There are 100 senators. I don't know him.
Now, Russia factors large in Trump's hardly know him defense. Here's what he said about Vladimir Putin before he was president.
I spoke indirectly and directly with President Putin, who could not have been nicer. I do have a relationship, and I can tell you that he's very interested in what we're doing here today.
They treated me so great. Putin even sent me a present, beautiful present with a beautiful note.
But as Trump's proclivity for his Russian friend faced scrutiny,
I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is. I have nothing to do with Putin. I've never spoken to him. I don't know anything about him other than he will respect me.
when Russia was interfering in the 2016 election.
This just came out. WikiLeaks. I love WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks, of course, is synonymous with its founder, Julian Assange. But when Assange was arrested,
I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing. I know nothing really about him. It's not my deal in life.
nor is telling the truth.